What happens if someone either goes back to school, let's say someone becomes a doctor, and they're in med school, or they start a business, and then it takes off, and the spouse was with them during that time, and then they get divorced. Are they entitled to any of the business or your income because they helped support you during med school, let's say, or something?
So a business, for sure, a business that started during the marriage is a marital asset. And a business that started before the marriage but grows during the marriage is partially a marital asset, the growth portion of it, right? So not only is the non-business owning spouse going to be entitled to a portion of the value of that business, but they also may be entitled to support, spousal support, based on the income that business owner realizes from their business. And within divorce law, I tend to focus on business owners. So I'm glad you asked that question. Yeah. I tend to focus on representing people who own a business or their spouse owns a business because it is treated differently than most other assets in a divorce. Most other assets kind of chop down the middle. A business is not. It's divided up differently. So there's a lot of tax implications and financial planning and estate planning that goes in that. So it is something that I think requires a bit of a subspecialty. As for a degree, no, you're not going to get the value of that degree. You're going to get spousal support. So if you put your husband through med school, your spousal support is going to be based on his income. And to get also the value of his degree would be what they call double dipping.
Okay.
So you used to be able to get the value of the degree, but with spousal support, you can't anymore. It would be double dipping. So you get kind of one or the other.
So talking about spousal support, is it true that depending on the amount of years you're married, it depends then the length of time of which you have to pay spousal support is, right?
Yeah.
Is that how that's configured?
The longer you're married, the longer your average duration of spousal support is going to be.
All right. Yep. And then is there ways to get out of it? Or are
Yeah,
there things that can hinder your spousal support?
So one thing, there was a judge that is now passed away, Judge Bellini. I really liked and respected about her was she was kind of known for her being anti-maintenance or being less likely to give maintenance out. And I liked that about her because there's this sort of assumption that if your spouse makes more than you and you're getting divorced, you're entitled to maintenance, right? Or what they used to call alimony. And really what the law says is, are you in a worse financial position than you were in when you got married, such that you need this money basically to avoid or to be self-supporting? And so people jump as soon as they see, husband makes a lot more than wife. Okay, wife's automatically entitled to alimony. But if wife is in a similar financial position that she was in when they got married, so wife was a teacher, wife's still a teacher, and she's able to support herself, then it's really, per the statute, it shouldn't be an automatic spousal support case. And what I liked about Justice Bellini was she would really look at all those factors that were listed out in the domestic relations law and just not make that assumption that because one person makes more, they should be paying alimony.